Hi, my name is Nicholas Weil, and welcome to my demo video for Behind Time, my first project for CGDD 4203 mobile and casual game development. So let's jump right in. This is the Unity editor for the game. I use the Unity device preview package to simulate functionality on a phone, and deployed the final project to an Android APK file. I first installed the game on an Android Studio virtual device for testing, but the game kept crashing after reaching a certain point. Probably because the emulator was not running a high-powered version of the OS. So, I switched to emulating on the BlueStacks 5 Android app player for PC, and the game worked perfectly. The first thing I want to show is the game credits screen. I produced everything you are about to see in this demo. I conceived the game's narrative, dialogue, cutscenes, mechanics, UI, and characters. Produced all 2D art, including sprites, textures, and UI elements, and all the 3D art. So I modeled, textured, rigged, and keyframed the character model, produced the animations, the 3D environment, and cinematics. I imported the model and animations as FBX files directly into the Unity engine, and I was inspired by the graphics style of the 5th generation of video game consoles, so think Nintendo 64 and PlayStation 1. I like to think I replicated the style pretty well. I also designed the layout and flow of the game, placing event triggers around in spots that I think best suited the game, and I also produced the background music using chord to generate chord progressions and adjust the instruments and style to my liking, and I used BFXR to engineer the character dialogue sound. Finally, I programmed it all. The rules are simple. We investigate rooms, collect the key, and flee the monster. And for options, we can adjust the volume settings. Now we can select our level. The classroom level is locked until the player has reached it. Himiko, the student on the left, says, "Hibari, are you ready for Professor M's final exam tomorrow? I hear he has a study guide hidden somewhere in the school." Wait, you aren't thinking about retrieving it, are you? Well, be careful. Something is suspicious about Professor M. The user interface is straightforward. A D-pad for moving left and right, a pause button with options for resume, retry, options again, which is changing the volume, and exiting the game, which returns the player to the main menu, and a heart rate monitor, which indicates when the monster is nearby by turning red and beating faster. This should warn the player that they must hide. I made it using a line renderer, and it is one of the things I am most proud of in the game's visual presentation. It is inspired by a heart rate monitor mechanic used in an old game, Twilight Syndrome. And finally, a magnifying glass button that lights up when the player investigates an item. Front door. Somebody has left it unlocked. Should we really enter? We are going to enter the school. But wait, now when we check the front door, it appears to be locked from the outside, and we are now trapped in the school. Let's investigate Professor M's classroom. It's locked. Is there a key somewhere? Now let's check this bulletin board. Oh, it's just some flyers. If we can find the key to Professor M's class, perhaps we can get in and find the study guide. This stairwell is interesting, but I want to finish investigating the ground floor first. We've happened upon the restrooms. However, it looks like they're out of service. Good thing I don't gotta go. Locker 101. Interesting. Students usually store their belongings here, but it is locked. Let's check locker 105. It's also locked. Let's check locker 109. Investigating. It's unlocked. Should we see what's inside? We will leave no stone unturned in this investigation, and it looks like we found a key. We wonder, can it be used somewhere, such as Professor M's class? Let's bring it with us. Oh my! It looks like the monster, Professor M, has entered the building. And now the screen enters a red heartbeat anxious state and a pulsating vignette when we get close enough to the monster. Let's head that way. And the closer the monster gets to us, the scareder we get. We have ended up running all the way to the back rooms of the school. We don't know what these are for, so we're gonna leave them. It looks like these lockers are big enough to hide in. We're gonna go ahead and get inside of one while we wait for the monster to pass. Then when the monster leaves, we will head to the class. And as the monster gets closer, the screen pulsates and the monitor turns red. Now we are ready to go to Professor M's class. But we better hurry, we don't want the monster to catch us. The key fits. Let's hurry in. Hey, this is my desk. However, there's no time to sit now. Interesting chalkboard. However, it looks like it hasn't been erased in a while. This is the classroom door that we came in from. We don't want to open that. There's a monster out there. A supply vent. This vent is open, but no air is blowing out. Now, we walk by these big windows that overlook the campus courtyard. The view from this window is weirdly peaceful. It looks like we found an emergency exit. However, it's locked, and we still need to find the key. We also still haven't found the study guide. Let's see what this junk is over here. A desk, chair, and return vent? What happens if we turn the air on? It looks like something came out of the supply vent on the other end. Let's go investigate that. A key! This must have come out of the vent. We gotta bring it with us. Not you again. We've learned our lesson from last time. We're gonna go ahead and hide. Now that the monster has passed, let's make our hasty exit. Now we are in the exit area of the building. This is my chance to escape, but I never found that study guide. Should I keep looking? We're gonna keep searching. And Hibari says, the study guide was not in Professor M's classroom. However, there are still so many places left to investigate. Where should I go next? And the rest is to be continued in future levels. Now let's check out that alternate ending. What if we actually left the school instead of stayed to investigate? Well, this is my chance to escape, so I'm gonna take it. Hibari says, I'm out of here and never coming back. Except for tomorrow, when I take the exam. Now for a player death. The monster passes through the character, the UI is disabled, and we wait a few seconds before we can retry the level again. There is also a glitch seen here, where if the player tries to pause the game while hiding, for example in a locker, the game will become frozen, and that the player cannot do anything. They get trapped in the locker until they retry or exit the level. Now I would like to talk about some future work on the game. The game for now is done. The project is done, but there's still work I would like to add to it. I would like to implement a parallax scrolling background for the classroom scene when Hibari is looking out the window. I think this would add to a spooky yet beautiful atmosphere. I also would like to implement a sophisticated monster model with its own animations. I realized for this project I would not have time to make a robust model for both the player and the enemy, so I gave focus to my model of Hibari and left the enemy as a red cylinder. I also wanted to include pretty illustrations for the cutscenes with Hibari talking to Himiko, so maybe I will also add those in. Finally, if I continue to develop for this game, then I will add levels that allow the player to explore different parts of the college campus. Probably my favorite part of making this game was producing the 3D models of the levels for the player to explore in Autodesk Maya. I had a blast getting to do that, and I'd love to get to make some more levels for this game. All in all, I am very proud of the game concept, the assets that I made for it, and the final built game. Thank you for watching, and I've already got some ideas about my next project that I can't wait to share soon enough. Goodbye.